lend.
Fridays with the Raw segment tonight, as you may know, on Wednesday, a 21-year-old Muslim jihadist shot 2 American Air Force men dead, wounded 2 others in Frankfurt, Germany. Killer screamed, "God is great," and German authorities believe he is a jihadist. Yet, when asked about the incident, State Department spokesman P.J. Crowley hedged.
We are looking into the individual who shot our service members. We're looking into his relationship with others. I don't know that we've made a judgment yet on whether it was someone acting alone or somebody acting in concert with others. For example, was the shooting of Congresswoman Gabby Giffords a terrorist attack? I mean, you have to look at the evidence and look at the motivation, and then you make a judgment.
Well, with all due respect to Mr. Crowley, that's gibberish. With us now, Fox News anchor Geraldo Rivera.
To defend the gibberish?
I know I'm going to persuade you on this because you know what's going on in the world, unlike some people. Look, from the jump, the Obama administration has been loath to brand Muslim terrorism Muslim terrorism. You know that.
Well, I don't necessarily know that as a fact. No, Bill, I don't.
You would dispute that from the beginning of the administration, they have been reticent. They didn't do it at Fort Hood, all right? They're not doing it here.
But these things require probing. They require facts.
The German authorities are saying it was a terrorist act.
Well, now that is different, and I have researched it, and it turns out about Albanians and Kosovars because I covered the War of Independence. I know them very well. They are European. They are Muslim, but they are, so many of them here in New York where they are a very engaged, very pro-American people who happen to be Muslim. So when I heard the guy was Albanian, I said to myself, living in Germany, I said to myself, well, is he really a jihadist or is he just some psycho nut job who happens to be Muslim? As it turns out, you're right on the facts that Arad Uqa is someone who has connections to jihadists.
Yeah.
He did attend the Radical Mosque.
Yeah.
He has roomed or been in the same building as
why are you arguing with me?
Because let's take Jared Loughner. Let's take the example that P.J. Crowley uses. Now, if Jared Loughner and Arad Uqa were both acting alone, and Jared Loughner either said nothing or said some USOB as he then mowed down, wounding 19 and killing 6, would he be any different? He's a mass murderer, as the kid in Germany.
You're complicating an issue that's not complicated. If Jared Loughner had said, Allahu Akbar, and then you traced him back to a Islamic fanatical thought process, he'd be a Muslim terrorist.
What if he said Baruch Atah Adonai or Jesus is great? Would he
what if he said Aaron Gobrai might be an IRA guy?
Well,
but he's not.
Remember the example of Sergeant John Russell. In 2009, in May 2009, Sergeant John Russell from Texas killed 5 GIs, apparently at random, at Camp Liberty in Baghdad. Was he a Texas terrorist? A Christian terrorist?
No, he's a killer.
But why?
He's a murderer.
This word terrorist has become synonymous with Islam and Muslims.
And this is where you go right off the rails.
Why don't we just use the murder? It's a murder.
Because
what is terror? I'm terrified.
Okay. I was going to say you're something else, but I'm not. I'm being a gentleman. There is a jihad in the world, okay? It is a holy war. This guy in Frankfurt's part of it. It's an ongoing thing. There isn't a jihad for lone, nutty gunmen in Arizona.
So much of what these people do is personal.
No, he's part of a jihad. So what?
The
Nazis were psychopaths too.
I agree. That is exactly my point.
They're part of a group.
You make my point. The Nazis equally as loathsome as to the 9/11 terror.
Part of a group, not lone
Why is it
gunmen.
only Muslims that get this appellation terror?
Only Muslims? The jihad comes out of Islam. Do you not get that?
I get that, Bill, but the motivation for someone to commit one of these heinous acts is very subjective.
No, it's not. The German authorities said
think that
flat
the
out.
eclipse caused them to do it. They could be mad at their husbands. The rent could be due.
You just told me at the top I had my facts right.
You did
because
in
the
this
German authorities.
That's right. I caution you.
So why is Crowley?
Do you want me to walk out the way what's her name, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy?
You want an honest answer?
Yeah,
get at it.
Yeah. I'm sick of this. I've been telling you.
You're dead wrong on this.
I'll say
there is a jihad. It comes out of Islam. and you and PJ and all these other people want to dance around it.
But
I'll give it a
we
last
have
word.
4 million Muslims in this country.
Oh,
The 99.999% are, but they are smeared by the same
Not
broad
smeared
brush.
by anything.
They are. If every Muslim criminal is a terrorist, what was Timothy McVeigh?
If a pickpocket in Medina, I'm not calling him a terrorist. If a guy's going Allahu Akbar and
Are you
shoots
sure you
down,
wouldn't? I'm not so sure.
well, then you're crazy.
Well,
All right?
Then you're
Then you're wrong and crazy, which is not a good thing if you have to anchor a weekend show. So wise up in 24 hours.
All right, thanks.
Geraldo,
I'll try my
everybody.
best. Thank you.
Plenty more ahead as a Factor moves along.